Hi, this is Rory Singh from the PowerhouseMarketer.com. Today I want to talk about freedom. I want to talk about failure rate. Experts, right? That's my quote sign here. Experts in this make money online space, even offline, old school MLM, right? Home based business. I've been hearing the number 97% failure rate. Okay. I'm gonna say that's probably about right. Most people, most people in this industry are not getting the type of results that they want. Most people are not succeeding. Okay. Normally I do. Normally I do reviews on this channel. Tonight I wanted to do something a little different. Okay. Too many scammy platforms that are set up to scam people keep coming out of the woodwork. So I don't know what system owners are not creating any positive companies anymore. There are some that are out there that have already reviewed, but in the digital marketing space area that I normally try to focus my content in, right? Make money online and even affiliate marketing, digital marketing space. A lot of skimmy stuff keeps coming out. So today I want to talk about some stuff that's more important. I'm thinking that the great majority of people in this industry that aren't getting results are paying attention to the wrong things. People are more into this lifestyle, exotic lifestyle, big cars, corporate jets. I'm seeing some marketers out there, some heavy hitting marketers, and they know that there's a mindset issue with the great majority of people online. So the heavy hitters, what I'm seeing, are giving the people what they're focused on, right? I'm seeing there's one or two really heavy marketers out there, and they're even portraying like gangster type of marketing and even some entertainment, and they're serving it up, right, giving people some entertainment and making lots of money for themselves on the back end, right? And I see why they're doing this. I totally see why that most people have this block that's blocking them. So there is a 97% failure rate. It doesn't mean that there's statistics meaning that it's so hard to succeed. It's not really that hard to give yourself success online, but a lot of people are just not aware of the important things, and people are focused on the wrong things. They're focused on balcony views and entertainment versus stuff that maybe you should be listening to right now if you're not getting the type of results that you're getting. If you're not getting results that you want and you've been in this marketing space, why is that? I just maybe broke into some of you who are going to watch this video the trance that you may be in right now. Okay. So here's what I'm talking about. Okay. I think people want to believe it's just my dark background on my computer desktop. Sometimes I don't know. I got hit in the head back in 2014. For those of you who haven't heard my story, brain injuries. So I don't like bright lights. Used to, but now I'm into more dark themes. Okay, here I'm gonna just get right into it. Look at this here. FU money. A lot of people are after their fuck you money. I'm gonna say it. And this is a picture of, I don't know where they get some of these quotes here. This is a guy, I call him Jonesy. There was a movie called Dreamcatcher for those of you who are into Hollywood type of movies. There was a movie called Dreamcatcher, I think 10-15 years ago, and this guy here was playing one of the main roles, and they called him Jonesy. And Jonesy's here. I don't think half of the people that they're making quotes with using their pictures actually said the stuff. But anyways, this is what they're claiming Jonesy said. What's the use of having FU money when you never say FU, right? I'm not saying the whole thing, but This is why am I sharing this with you right now? I'm sharing this with you. Some of you guys may go and look for entertainment who are not getting the type of results that you want. I'm trying to give you some entertainment here, but I want to, hammer on some very important issues that you might not be paying attention to if you are not getting the type of results that you want in this make money space, especially if you've been in this make money space for a while. There's something wrong. There is something wrong. If you've been at it for so long, okay, you know who you are, and you're still not seeing the type. I posted something on Facebook about 2 months ago. I probably pissed a whole bunch of people off, and I said it's better to be young and dumb than old and dumb. What does that mean? That doesn't mean I'm insulting the elder folks. I'm not insulting old people, right? I think just a lot of people are just stubborn, right? A lot of people are hanging on to ideas that are not serving them. Mindset is a group of thoughts that you keep thinking that pretty well structures your whole life. Okay, so we're going to talk about stuff that's blocking. This is one of the worst things here. I'm going to point to this picture right here. One of the worst ideas. A lot of people online, I think are trying to get their FU money, hate their jobs. But here's a big kicker. Okay, I was watching a wake-up call with the system that I market. The founder was talking. He was interviewing someone, and they were talking about, and it hit the nail on the head right there for me. He was talking about there is a big link between a good employee and a good entrepreneur. Okay. Then the next thing that came out of his mouth, my system founder, he was saying, guy by the name of Dave, he was saying that a lot of people don't realize a lot of people who hate their jobs and who are not good employees are coming online looking for something. They're trying to escape something. Okay. But I've even looked at some of the biggest marketers online. I've got some heavy hitters that secretly, I know you bastards watch my videos, but they leave me little clues here and there. Heavy hitters watch my videos. But some of them, even two guys that stand out, I'm not going to say their names. I noticed one guy's like a gangster. The other one's like, I don't know, nerd maybe? Nerd, computer nerd. He might know who I'm talking about him. Anyway, I think he's a cool nerd. But anyways, one thing I noticed about the computer nerd guy, and he's a handsome fellow. Okay, I gotta say that because I think he watches my content. And the other guy is the gangster. But both of them are experiencing extraordinary results. I want to get to the point of results, not their results. I want to create my own, right? Maybe you want to as well, right? To create whatever it is that your real why. Why are you really here? But I notice that they're very, very disciplined. They're very disciplined, right? It's very hard for the great majority of people because you got to be your own boss. You got to if you actually started, let's say you're not making the kind of money that you want to make, and let's say you got the chance. Let's say you are some type of a religious person. I actually like spirituality. Spirituality is more of a oneness type of deal instead of a whole bunch of different gods, right? Some people are believing in Christian faith, and then other people are like in Muslim faith, right? I've got Christians in my family, I've got Muslims in my family, I've got Hindus in my family, right? I think way back when, sometime, because my last name's Singh, I've got some type of Sikh heritage in my family, of course, right? So I've got a mixture of all kinds of different, even got some Jehovah Witnesses. So we've got so many separation here going on. But a universe means, if you look it up, it means one song. It doesn't mean 10,000 songs. So a lot of people are into like deep-seated beliefs and stuff like that can even work against them. But let's just say, as an example, we're going to use Jesus as an example. Let's say you believe in Jesus, or maybe you don't. Maybe you call, some people call Jesus like a spiritual leader. Some of them call him God. Some people have Muslim faith. Maybe you have Muslim faith right now. As I said, I've got Muslims in my family. Okay, and they're gonna call God Allah, right? But deep, in spirituality, it's really saying that there's only one God. There's a movie called Avengers. Maybe you've seen it. Avengers, big Hollywood Marvel movie, right? Marvel, and there's a scene with Captain America. He's just about to jump out of the airplane, and that young lady, what's her name? Scarlett Johansson. I believe her name is Natasha in the movie. She looks at, Iron Man swoops out of the plane. Thor jumps out, and they're after another guy named Loki, who's supposed to be gods. And then Captain America is just about to jump out of the airplane too, without a parachute. And she looks at him and she says, Captain, you better sit this one out because those guys are gods, And then he looks at her and he says, Natasha, there's only one God, and he sure as hell don't dress like those guys. And then he jumped out of the plane without the parachute. He's a super soldier, and somehow he magically landed on the ground without getting killed. But the moral of the story was not 10,000 gods, just one God, and based on what most of us don't even know what the heck God is. Okay, but we know we call him a he. A lot of us call him a he, and hopefully, he's smarter than us. I'm thinking he's smarter, the almighty creator, right? So as an example here, let's say we'll just call him Jesus for now. Let's say Jesus, you believe Jesus is God, and Jesus came and he says, hey, he loves you. I love you, sweetheart. Okay. I'm going to give you a huge bag of money. You're going to get rich. You're going to get rich quick and easy online. You're going to join the right opportunity, and you join it, and then boom, all of a sudden, your computer is just sending you email notifications like crazy. Whatever, your cell phone, right? Your smartphone turns into a real smartphone, and it starts ka-ching, ka-ching, ka-ching all day long, and you're like, holy smoke, look at this. I'm a champion. Jesus loves me. Jesus loves me. Jesus loves you, right? And then you're making a shit ton of money, and you're like, oh, I'm a badass. Look at me, right? But then, let's say there's a rule. Let's say Jesus gave you a rule, and he says, hey, sweetheart, I gave you the success. I gave it to you. I just put it into your hand, right? But there's one thing that I am going to ask of you. I need you to actually do one form of consistent marketing every single day, whether it be YouTube marketing, or Facebook marketing, or Instagram, right? Something. Pick one form of marketing, or pay-per-click, right? Go learn that and master it. And every single day, I want you to be disciplined and have a schedule, right? Wake up with an alarm clock. I want you to wake up with an alarm clock, and be a good son of God, right? And if you're married, if you are a man, and you're married, be good to your wife. If you are a woman, you're married, be good to your husband, be good to your children, be good to your neighbors. I want you to do all this stuff, because in order to have freedom, right, that you want, you have to do these things, right? Most people who can't do these things, who get along with their family at home, probably not are going to keep sabotaging themselves over and over, and going to keep joining the wrong stuff instead of learning a marketing strategy and actually mastering it and becoming a powerhouse marketer. Most people are going to sabotage because they can't do these things. So the point that I'm trying to get here today is a discipline issue. Okay, so there is a huge link to a good employee and a good entrepreneur. And number one of the main reasons is discipline, right? I was not always the best employee, but I did show up every single day. I showed up every single day. I was on time every single day. When I had a job, I worked 70 hours a week. So I worked more than the great majority of other truck drivers at the company that I worked. Most of them were doing 40, 50 hours a week. One or two guys maybe doing 60 hours. So one thing that stood out, I put in more time than the great majority of them because I wanted a sizable paycheck, right? Things I had to pay for. Okay, that's not really important, but what was important, and the level of service that I gave them. I was one of the guys, and we had a lot of drivers. We probably 100 drivers, right? In one company, me and another guy named Peter were the two guys. If they have anything, I'm not trying to like make myself sound cool. I'm just giving you an example here. If they had to drop, since I was in the trucking industry, if they wanted a job without someone screwing it up, it would be me or Peter. Peter was on the day shift. I was on the night shift. So we were like the go-to guys. And the one of our the dispatch supervisor, he was son-in-law of this is all ties into your success, guys. He was the son-in-law of the owner, so he married into the company. But he told me, he used to send me to places, right? He sent me to places constantly where his dad would be overseeing stuff, and I'd be like, why you keep sending me there? He's like, because I trust you, man. So there is a huge link, right, with a successful online entrepreneur that you might want to be right now if you're not, and a good employee. And one of the main reasons is discipline. Another reason is the level of energy you're giving, right? So I wanted to give more energy. I wasn't trying to outdo anyone. I wouldn't be one of the people who would get there the fastest. They had some drivers who try to make other drivers look stupid, and they'd be racing tractor trailers, 18-wheeler big rigs, trying to impress the dispatcher. That was not me. I would take my time, do the speed limit, take even longer sometimes to get places than other drivers. I was getting an hourly wage, right? But still, the level of service that I gave the company was probably better than the great majority of and it was 100 drivers, me and Peter and I, right? So a level of energy. So what I'm trying to say here, a lot of people are failing because they've got this idea they're after their FU money. And a lot of people maybe are not being good employees. Here's another thing. Another reason to be a good employee is your job. If you are fortunate to have a job right now, some of you guys are still in lockdown. Some of you guys have already gone back to your jobs. Now, if you're fortunate, if you lost your job due to COVID, right? You guys know what I'm talking about, pandemic, scamdemic, whatever you want to call it. You're going to find another one. But what I'm trying to say, whether you have one or you're going to get one, it's a gift, right? If you are looking for, I'm going to go back to this picture, online freedom, that's a gift too as well that you give to yourself. I'm going to talk about how you give it to yourself. So getting back to the idea here, I'm not talking about 9 tips. I'm just talking about there is a huge link to being a good employee because level of service, commitment, and discipline. If you can't do those 3 things, you're going to suck at as becoming a successful online entrepreneur. Okay, you're not going to get this if you can't do those 3 things. If you can't discipline yourself to take the right activities, the income producing activities that you need to do, like traffic generation, branding, giving value every single day, structuring your day with a schedule, just like you would at a job, except you're going to be your own boss. Like I was talking about Jesus's condition, right? At the beginning, then you won't experience freedom. So most people online are not going to, because most people are being too hard-headed and stubborn. Most people don't really care to be a good employee. There are some people who are good employees and who still come online, but then they lack discipline. A lot of people work 50, that's another story. Okay, that's a lot of people are working 40, 50 hours a week, even 60 hours a week. And when they come home, they're like, the hell with that. My time's my time. It's beer time. It's barbecue time. I'm making this video in June. It's like summertime here in Canada. So it's like barbecue time, hangout, beer time, whatever, time with the family. But in order to get the type of change that you're looking for, you got to take time out of your busy schedule to put in the work and just to learn, even make mistakes, learn to, modify and find out what you can actually do, what kind of strategies you can actually implement that will actually start working for you if nothing's working for you enough right now. Hopefully you follow me here. So that's a different story. If someone's a good employee, but they don't want to take time out of their busy 24-hour per day. Everyone has 24 hours a day. The system that I promote, it's a powerful affiliate marketing program, but my system founder, a guy by the name of Dave, he was in construction, and how he got his life to change was, of course, he learned some life lessons. Number one, everyone has to learn something. Everyone has a life lesson to learn. If you don't know what you need to learn right now, you could just ask. I know we can't guarantee income for anyone. I don't know you. I don't know what you're going to do. I could never. That's why I always do. I have a sales funnel, and in my sales funnel, I always do an income disclaimer in it. But one thing I can guarantee, if you are struggling right now in any way, shape, or form, you have an issue, and there's something I'm not going to say God, I'll say universe wants you to learn. And one thing I can guarantee here today, if you have an issue and you're not getting whatever it is that you're asking for, maybe you've been at it for a while, then all you got to do is ask. You don't have to say anyone's name, right? You could just say, what would you like me to learn? That's a very important question. What would you like me to learn? And I guarantee the universe will give you an answer. I'm not trying to be some spiritual specialist. This is just, I'm speaking from my personal life story. I got stuck during certain parts of my life, even though I was a good employee, right? I wasn't always a good employee, but after a while, by learning from trial and error that being not a good employee wasn't working for me, I started becoming a good employee, right, for the right reasons. But when things weren't working for me, right, even at jobs, I had to look at myself, and then I had to ask. I was like, what do you want? I said, universe, God, Jesus, Allah, right, whatever you want to call him, Lord Krishna. What do you, Buddha, Lord Buddha, what do you want me to learn? And I guarantee you're going to get an answer. Sometimes you'll get an answer within hours, sometimes within days, sometimes weeks. Okay. So you're after freedom, or maybe you're after peace of mind. A lot of people believe that in order to, live a peaceful life, money is going to be the answer, but it's actually backward. You've actually got to find peace in the madness. before you can experience, you know, what it is that you're after. Okay, here is a huge block: anger management. It's a funny picture here with Adam Sandler, Jack Nicholson. But a lot of people are after this, right? Because they've got a bad attitude. Attitude is everything. It's so important. You might be following. I said something about a gangster marketer, right? I've been watching this one guy. He's got a lot of entertainment. He's got it going on. He's an exciting marketer. I even like tune into his videos, into his content. But I've noticed he's just I don't think he's a real gangster. I think he's just plain gangster because I think he's a very disciplined person. He's very disciplined, right? I was talking about two guys. One guy's a nerd, another guy, one guy's a nerd. That's pretty funny. A little silent laughter for myself. Other one's like gangster, but both of them are disciplined, right? Handsome nerd and the gangster, both disciplined. So outside they look like one guy, the gangster guy, is looking like he's getting his FU money, but that's not really true. He's just giving the people online what they're asking for. But attitude, what am I talking about? A good attitude, right? Let me type that in. Let me add some. Look at these videos here. Let me get some images here, right? Look at this guy. He's really pissed off. Look at that guy. Really pissed off. Look at her. This is what goes on every single day, right? Traffic jam, right? Do you want to get out of the traffic jam? I'm almost gonna shut this video. I know some of you guys are bored already because I'm actually giving you some straight up content. This video is probably not going to get that many views. Videos that actually give people value versus entertainment, right? Usually fall on deaf ears. Unfortunately, that's why we got a 97%. So maybe that's you right now. I used to be me, so attitude. Some people are, they get into this here and then they get pissed off that they're in a traffic jam because they're in a big city, and they start lashing out at everyone. So if you want this, then you've got to work on this if you have this problem, or if you have this problem, right? If you want this, then you can't wait for Jesus to give you a bag of money. You're gonna have to work on this and work on this, right? Getting angry, so that can get you out of this. So you give yourself freedom. Now, lastly, before I go, some people are good folks. Some people are not having attitude issues. Maybe they're not having road rage. But some people are still sabotaging themselves. Some people I keep seeing join in scams over and over and over and keep losing money and not learning like a skill set of marketing, like how to become a successful YouTube marketer or a successful Facebooker, right? Facebook marketer. Or a successful person marketer on Instagram. Now people are going on TikTok, right? You're not just here to get views and stuff. You're also here to get the ka-ching, make money. So some people have this issue here. Some people are good, good people, and you're not stirring up issues. They're not blocking their own freedom. Because if you block your freedom, you're going to keep self-sabotaging and you're going to keep doing all the wrong stuff. But if you work on your attitude, then you will get to this point if you have this issue. And some people, I think, are just lazy, right? And they know they don't believe. Some people will not. Most people that are in this frame, this frame of mind, self-limiting belief, they're not taking enough action every single day. They're not doing the income-producing activities like traffic generation. And the reason that they don't do it is they don't believe anything great can happen for them. Now, when we look at some of the most successful marketers online. I went to company events. That's the main reason I went to my first company event. Masterminds, events, with the right programs, right? Not scams, the right legitimate programs out there. And legitimate companies will have awesome speakers, and they'll have an awesome community of like-minded people, and they will also have value-based products. But one thing that they have are awesome events. And when you go to the event, the main thing that I went to my first event for was to figure out that I've even met some people. There are people who are dumber than you who are making way more money than you online. And when you go to the event, you're going to meet some of these dumb people who are making a lot of money. Some really stupid people are making a lot of money online. But the first reason that you go to the event is not just for the training. It's for this belief that they're just like you, flesh and blood. That's what I went and saw. I'm like, holy smokes, they're nothing special. The top marketers in the industry are nothing special. They're just like me, just like you, right? But I had self-limiting beliefs that were holding me back. I started doing, when I was driving my truck, going to work, driving my big rig, shifting gears, right? Shifting gears, and I wanted to be an online entrepreneur, but I just wasn't doing the right things. I couldn't get to the point of consistency in marketing. I knew something. I started doing EFT. I watched some videos, and so many different forms of removing self-limiting beliefs. And there's so many people. If you are at this is a good place to be, because a lot of people are still here, and they're never gonna, they're gonna get stuck in that 97% bracket because they're too damn stubborn. So as I said on Facebook 2 months ago, it's better to be young and dumb than to be old and dumb. Isn't that awful, right? It's not insulting old people. Hopefully you understand what I'm saying here. So a lot of people have this here. This is going to block you, right? This was me. This was me a few years ago. Okay, I'm still learning. I learn every single day, and I unlock more freedom in my life every single day, little by little, right? But I used to be very stubborn, and I had to let go of these things that were blocking me, getting angry, right? Getting angry. Okay, and then I got to this point when I was like, holy smokes, now I lowered the anger, because that was what I asked. I was like, universe, what would you like me to learn, right? Almighty Jesus, what would you like me to learn? And then I finally got the answer, right? And it was in the form of a circumstance that was blown up. If you want to learn about my circumstances that helped me make my breakthrough online, to get me to the point of consistent marketing, to get me to the point of getting on the leaderboards with some of the top marketers in this industry, right? I am no one special. This is how I did it. I worked on these things, guys. Very important. Very important. Road rage, not good. It's going to block you. Sounds like you want to get out of here, right? You got to work on these things. Then finally, I lowered the anger, right? Didn't remove it completely. Still got some anger. But then I was able to focus on removing self-limiting beliefs. You can just go to YouTube. YouTube's one of the best platforms. I love this. I love YouTube because you can learn so much. Anything you want to fix your car, you go to YouTube. Doesn't matter what kind of car. If you want to change a starter on a Lambo, I've never typed that in. I don't have a Lambo, but I'm sure there's a video on how to change a starter or alternator on a Lambo if you go to YouTube, on a Porsche, right? Anything you want to learn. So even if you want to remove self-limiting beliefs, you just go to good old YouTube for free. And there's like EFT, tapping techniques. I wasn't even doing it well. And stupid stuff was coming out of my mouth. And I was realizing, holy smoke, I had so many self-limiting beliefs, stuff that you and I have put in our own head, right? We're all living in our own head, right? If I said something like, you're the reason your kids are ugly. You're the reason your kids are ugly. You see, right there, you're like, what did he just say? If you have kids, I just maybe took you out of your head for just a minute because you might be having conversations, right, with yourself. Everyone, all of us have conversations with ourselves. That's a video for another day. Okay. But you come down, if you're not taking the right actions, if you're not promoting the right systems, right? If you're not seeing the type of results that you want, if you are sabotaging yourself in any way, shape, or form, then most likely you have a self-limiting belief. You can go look that up. What is a self-limiting belief? If you don't know what that is and how to remove them, YouTube has all kinds of free ways to remove them. Okay, so that is my video, guys. I gave you guys huge nuggets here, huge nuggets. I know people are only let me put back my little YouTube song here. People are focused on the wrong things, right? The wrong things. I mean, they're only looking at this extravagant marketing. And there's a reason, as I said at the beginning of this video, that some of the top marketers are giving people what they want, right? If they give them a boring ass video like this here with all the right stuff, most people won't even watch it because most people are too stubborn. Too stubborn. Don't be stubborn, my friends. Okay? Don't be stubborn.